Each year, every school in New Jersey completes a self-assessment to measure how well we're preventing and addressing harassment, intimidation, and bullying, or HIB. Now, this just isn't about compliance or paperwork. It's really an opportunity for schools to reflect, to look at what's working, where we can improve, and how we can continue to strengthen our culture of respect and kindness. Each school's anti-bullying specialist leads this process, and the results I'm sharing tonight reflect our district's performance during the 2024 and 25 school year. The assessment looks at 8 core elements, each representing a different part of a school's prevention and response system. Here's a quick overview. So if we start on the top, HIB programs and initiatives, basically they're measuring or looking at the proactive programs and campaigns that promote kindness, empathy, and conclusion. And as we move around to some of the other areas here, staff instruction and training is ensuring that all staff, not just teachers, know how to recognize and respond to HIB. Training on the HIB policy itself, we all have annual training as a staff on the law in our district procedures. In terms of curriculum and instruction, that's really how we teach students about respect, empathy, and conflict resolution through daily lessons. Our HIB personnel, it's our team structure, anti-bullying specialists, school safety teams, and my role as district coordinator. We have incident reporting procedures. It's essentially how accessible and clear it is for our students, staff, and parents to report a concern. The investigation process itself, how fairly and consistently schools investigate cases within the required timelines. And last but not least, the HIB reporting, how outcomes are shared with families, the district, and the state for transparency. All of these items are scored on a scale of 0 to 3, with a 3 meaning the school exceeds state expectations. A perfect score is a 78, and the minimum passing score is a 50. So on this next slide, I'm very pleased to share that our schools continue to perform exceptionally well, and our scores have remained remarkably consistent from year to year. You can see where we're at. Each of our schools earned a score of 76 possible out of 78 points. That consistency is not an accident. When the HIB law was first created and later updated, our district took it seriously right from the start. We built strong systems to support students, provided thorough training for staff, and made sure every stakeholder understood their role. Because of that early work, our prevention and response efforts have stayed steady and effective. We do an excellent job of educating students on how to treat one another with kindness and respect, and that proactive approach helps prevent many issues before they start. Of course, bullying can still happen and does happen from time to time, but what makes us proud is how we respond when it does. Our approach is not only corrective, it is educational. We help students reflect on their behavior, understand its impact, and learn to make better choices moving forward. Those educational follow-ups make a real difference in preventing future incidents. And that's the heart of our program, teaching, not just reacting. So beyond the scores, several areas continue to stand out district-wide. The first area is on curriculum and instruction on HIB. We do this in a number of ways, but each school celebrates the Week of Respect very early in the school year, in the first week in October, and it sets a positive tone early every school year. We also have character education programs that are well established in all of our schools, and they are woven into the character education lessons and pillars are woven into daily routines. And they're not just a one-time event, but they're part of who we are. And our partnerships with community organizations extend that message beyond the classroom. We also do a nice job training the staff and students. All employees and volunteers receive annual HIB trainings, and our students participate in assemblies within the first week or 2 of the school year where they also take a quiz to, again, make sure that they understand what HIB is all about. Another way that we are, sort of displaying our strengths is through the investigation and reporting procedures. Our schools meet every state requirement for timely and thorough investigations, and our process remains consistent, transparent, and fair for all students. Now, in these next few slides, I want to share some highlights of really our programs, the things that our schools do in sort of a collective effort in addressing HIB. So at the heart of our success is the time, energy, and dedication that all of our students invest in creating a positive, supportive climate and culture. A cornerstone of these efforts is our Week of Respect and our ongoing character education program, as I mentioned. The next few slides highlight the variety of programs we offer and how they contribute to making our schools even stronger places to learn and grow. Most importantly, our Week of Respect and character education programs showcase our students' leadership, creativity, and commitment to community. At the middle school, we have seen remarkable student-driven initiatives, from leading kindness campaigns and designing positive message walls to mentoring younger peers. And then in our elementary school, students actively engage in learning what it means to be terrific, and teachers guide lessons that teach empathy, friendship, and problem solving in ways that are both fun and meaningful. And across all of our schools, our community partnerships, including collaborations with local organizations, businesses, Barclays, and law enforcement with our DARE program, continue to strengthen our prevention efforts and reinforce that creating a safe, respectful environment is a shared community-wide commitment. So as we continue on and we look forward to moving into this current school year, which is well underway, our focus will remain on keeping that positive momentum going. We plan to continue expanding our character education initiatives, and our schools are in the process of getting character ed kicked off for the year and revamping some of the programs and bolstering what we're offering. But we also want to make sure that we're involving our parents through presentations and other things that help parents to reinforce our ideas together at home. So with our scores, as we reach the end of our presentation, once approved by the board, our scores will be submitted to the New Jersey Department of Education and will be posted on our district website. So in closing, before I wrap up, I do want to take a moment to recognize the people that make this work possible. Our anti-bullying specialists, our counselors that are in each of our schools, our administrators, teachers, and support staff are all a vital part of our success. Their consistency, compassion, and professionalism are why our schools, remain safe, supportive places where our students feel valued and cared for. So again, thank you for your continued support of this important work. And at this time, I'd be happy to answer any questions from the board.
What is core element 1?
Yeah, core element 1 is the HIB programs and initiatives. As we go around the
where does it start?
Top.
It starts at HIB
Did I miss that? I'm sorry.
That's my question as well. So core element 1 is HIB.
The programs, approaches, and initiatives?
Yes.
Then we go clockwise around would be core 2, core 3, core 4.
Okay,
so
so 3 is HIB personnel?
Yes, yep, you're right. I'm sorry. Yes, it's going counterclockwise there. So.
Got it, thank you.
So and it really is a blend of all those 8 things, again, really not a specific, order. I mean, they are numbered, yes, but again, it's just the, graphic there is just showing that they're all part of this, well sort of developed approach, a well-rounded approach.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Do the HIB coordinate, there's a HIB coordinator for the entire district.
So yes, I'm approved, and I know Mr. Wasserman was also added on this last year as we did our reorganization meeting. So Mr. Wasserman and I share the district anti-bullying coordinator role, and then at each of our schools, the counselors, the school counselors, are the anti-bullying specialists. So if there's an instance of HIB reported, the counselors are the investigators.
Understood.
Yep.
Okay. And do you think that the district as a whole would benefit from the board's cultivation and creation of forms, things that can assist to keep these investigations and the analysis that's done to either confirm or not confirm an HIB consistent throughout, or do you have certain things that you're already using that you like? I mean, how is it being handled?
Yeah, Mr. Skiff, that's a great question. So when the anti-bullying law came about, we went through the process of development. I know, Mr. Wassman, at that time you were still working at Memorial Junior School. So we developed sort of homegrown forms for, flow chart to keep the investigation on par with what the state's expectations are. We have looked into, there's a program called Hipster. That's a subscription program that schools around us do subscribe to. It's just an online version of what we do. We still kind of have the traditional paper forms, but so we've done a nice job of being consistent with it. We've shared our forms. Other schools around us have also utilized our forms as kind of a guide. But again, we've been kind of contemplating, do we switch to an online program? But
Understood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it speaks for, I think the only appeal that I've ever had participated in was, I think, the first meeting I was ever at.
right,
So I think that's a testament to, I mean, if we were getting a lot of appeals from parents or individuals, I think that would maybe indicate some lack of across the board consistency or fairness in how it's being applied.
Yeah.
Because I know from my experience with other districts that, for instance, we as a board made the conscious choice under the law to decide that we don't want there to be sort of a subjective initial determination that could prevent an investigation from happening. We'd rather have 30 non-confirmed HIBs than one investigation that's confirmed and a bunch that just were deemed sort of as an initial matter, a threshold matter, not worthy of the investigation. And I think that's part of the fairness that I'm talking about.
and again, I know we've had that conversation before, and maybe it was a question that's come up in the past. But no, I think even for us as building administrators and then also the investigators themselves appreciate the fact that the district isn't going to just say, well, this really isn't HIB. We're not going to take the time to look into it. We want to look into everything to just make sure that we're thorough and we go through the process. So it might require a few extra man hours, but it's worth it just to make sure that we're getting things right. So, and taking the time to look into that, because again, we want to make sure that everybody is heard as well.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time this evening.